Okay, guys, so we are live with the DCTV show, episode 25. We're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff today. Obviously, today is April 1st, so we're going to talk about the video that I put out. Also, Supergirl premiered this week, so we're going to be talking a lot about Supergirl. So if you're a Supergirl fan, this live stream is going to be very good for you. Also, they just announced Bart Allen for the TV show. That is crazy. I can't wait to talk about that. Made a video earlier this week, and I was totally freaking out about it because I've been waiting literal years for this to happen. Also, we've got The Flash. Episode 5 came out this week. It was really good. And next week, we have a time travel episode. And yeah, so that's the kind of general gist about what we're going to be talking about in today's live stream. Currently, it is just me for this live stream. So yeah, it's just going to be me and you. So remember, guys, as always, please be sure to send in your super chat questions if you want your questions answered straight away. Just like Gary has sent in a super chat already. So thank you very much, Gary. And that is the best way to get your questions answered. However, because it's just me, I'm going to be trying to get through all your questions, even if it's, you know, in the chat and not super chat. However, super chat questions we will answer straight away. So that's the kind of general gist of how it goes week to week. But also remember, you can become a member by clicking the join button. If you need any help with that, I can share my screen because I know some people have had some trouble in the past. But yeah, that's kind of the general gist of what's going to be happening this stream. So, all right, welcome all to the stream. And we've got Gary here. He sends in the super chat. We got Nathan in the chat, Rachel, Strive for Greatness, Zara, Dark Shadow, Unspeakable BG, Vera's here. We've got Sarah Mullen. In the Games is here. So welcome all of you guys. And yeah, so Dark Shadow says, Ben, you failed. And Flashverse says, OMG, Supergirl and Flash Final crossover. So yeah, maybe you guys saw my video like an hour ago or so. Yeah, Rachel, I'm going to talk about that now. So basically, today is April 1st, April Fool's Day. I don't know if you guys are going to remember this next year, but every April 1st, I always do a funny video. This time, it was a funny video. Like, I did a really bad Photoshop on purpose. Like, I pride myself, like, I'm pretty good at Photoshop, right? I've done it for, like, over 10 years. So I made this, like, very, very freaking average Photoshop on purpose, put it in the video, talked about like Supergirl and the Flash crossing over for like one final time. And yeah, that was my April Fool's video. So hopefully you guys had a laugh. There was a little cameo there. But yeah, so that's what I do every year. And that's what we just did earlier today. But actually, if you guys haven't watched it, watch it. It's funny anyway, but then the last half of the video is serious because I actually go on to my theory about the Flash and Supergirl actually crossing over. So it's like half serious, half joke at the start. And yeah, by the end of the video, like after like the 6.5 minute mark, I think, I went into a theory about like Grant actually showing up and Melissa showing up. Like that is... So if you guys like were avoiding clicking on it just because it was an April Fool's video, I actually talk proper theories at the end about Supergirl and the Flash showing up. But yeah, okay. So that's enough about that. Obviously, you guys maybe have watched it. I don't know. Like it's pretty obvious. Anyway, Melina Gardens is here. She says, "Sorry, I'm late, Ben. Please forgive. I forgive you." But let's go ahead and answer Gary's super chat question. So the first super chat of the night, thank you very much, Gary, for the support towards the channel as always. And as it says on the screen, Gary says, "Are you mad at me? Are you proud of me? You are handsome." Thank you very much, Gary, for the compliment. Much appreciated. And thank you for supporting the channel. I'm not mad at you, Gary. Don't worry. I'm not mad at you. You showed up for the live stream. I said yesterday in the after party that if you showed up, I wouldn't be mad at you. So I'm not mad at you, Gary. And thank you for the support towards the channel. So Okay. Now let's talk about Supergirl first, because Supergirl premiered this week. What did you guys think? Let me know in the chat. What do you think of the season premiere of Supergirl, aka the last premiere we're ever gonna get of Supergirl? I know it's sad, however, it's just how it goes. Shows come to an end and everything like that. But it was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. I know when I was talking to Eric yesterday on the after party, he thought it went a bit fast. So that was like a general thing that some people were saying. That the start, people kind of forgot about how season 5 ended, and then jumping in season 7, the like in the middle of like kind of fights left, right, and center. You got Brainy dying. Most people remembered that Brainy was dying. Then you had like them going to save Brainy. Yes, that made sense. And then some people were complaining that the Leviathan stuff finished so quick that people were a bit confused about like what was going on, because like you finished Leviathan, then you went straight to Lex Luthor, and then you went to the Phantom Zone. Like, yeah, I get that there's a lot, but it was really good. I thought it was really good, and yeah, I was like, okay, so Leviathan gone pretty quickly, but I was expecting that, so I don't have any worries about that. Like, no queries. Someone says, where is Eric? I don't think Eric's internet is working today. Like, it was really bad. So I don't know if he would be able to join the stream today. So that's, one of the main reasons. All right, see you later, Janelli. Thanks for popping in. But let's go ahead. We'll pop back to Supergirl. So if you guys have any Supergirl questions to do with the premiere or anything to do with The Flash or Bart Allen, leave it in the chat or send a super chat if you want me to answer it right away. We got Gary who sends in another super chat. Thank you very much, Gary. He says, do you think the show will air in fall 2021? So I'm presuming you're talking about The Flash season 8, right? Okay, I'm presuming you're talking about The Flash season 8, and yes, I think The Flash season 8 is going to premiere in the fall. So I actually mentioned this at the end of my video today when it got serious by the end, that with them actually wrapping season 7 in May, I'm going to talk about the Arrowverse as a whole. So with them wrapping most of the shows in May, they're going to take like a month or, just a bit over a month's break. I believe most people are going to probably stick around in Vancouver, and then they're going to come back like in July, normally where they would do it like a few weeks before Comic-Con. Comic-Con's normally like the last few weeks of July. So basically the Flash is going to be back like a month and a bit later for season 8. Sorry. And yeah, they're going to be aiming for that full premiere. That's what's going to be happening. However, it must be noted that the Flash season 7 probably isn't going to end till the end of July or the start of August. That means that literally we're going to have 1 month, 2 months. So like, maybe like the whole of August or like half of August. It depends when it actually finishes, if it has any extra breaks. But you're going to have that, right? And then you're going to have September. Then we're going to go right into October, and it's going to be done. Like, is literally the shortest break ever. And Supergirl is going to be running all the way to October. So there's going to be no break for DCTV. And I'm telling you, I'm super hyped about this. There's literally no break. Like, we have a show on all the way till literal October, when the Flash season 8 will come out. Superman Lois season 2 is probably going to come out. So it's going to continue. And this is like, I think, one of the most exciting years right now to be a DCTV fan, because we're not going to have that summer break. Yes, some shows like The Flash is going to be off for 2 months. 2 months is nothing, it's super exciting. So what do you guys think about that? And thank you very much for the super chat, Gary. I do agree with you. All right, I'm going to catch up with some of the questions in the chat and in regarding Supergirl, because I'm talking about Supergirl right now. So if you have anything relevant to Supergirl, please send that in right now. What are your thoughts on the premiere, everything like that. We're going to go ahead and get into that. Chosen Vader says, I'm not into Supergirl. Sorry, man. That's fine. And, you know, it's no problem that you're not into Supergirl. I mean, I just really like Supergirl, and I thought this premiere was really good. And I love the way that it ended. We're going to get to the Phantom Zone stuff very, very soon. Rachel said it was amazing. Jason says he misses Stargirl. Thank you very much for the compliment. And I'm wondering, Gary, what do you think of Supergirl? Unless I missed it, I'm not sure if I missed a comment or anything. Jamie says, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Welcome to the live stream, Jade. Yeah, so Chosen Vader says, sorry, Ben, I'm not into Supergirl like I used to enjoy Supergirl, but not anymore. I would recommend giving it a try. I would recommend the last season. It's the final season after all. So, I mean, let's just see how it goes, and maybe you'll enjoy it more. Who knows? That's always great when you can hop back in. And I saw something from Flashverse. Where is it? We Are the Champions, best scene of John Cryer. I love that moment. That was, you know, I said this in the after party yesterday. That was that one moment where I was like, this is the perfect Supergirl Lex Luthor, you know, like that fits the tone of the show. Like, and you know, you had that one scene where Alex and Kara were talking together, and she was like, oh, I haven't seen a graphic tee of mine since junior high or something. Like, I don't know, it's like really funny, and that's not something that you get on like Superman and Lois right now. So that's, you know, the reason why I was like, okay, he is perfect for Supergirl. Okay, Jamie, we're gonna get to the Phantom Zone stuff very soon, so I'll cover that in a bit. Let's have a scroll down to see. We got some Bart Allen questions coming in. We're gonna get to Bart Allen soon. Here we go. Let's see. Did Gary say anything? I think it was really good. I hope Lex stays. He makes the show. I agree. He's really, really good. Unspeakable BG, you're seeing things. I'm sorry. Gary, you should do this live stream. I don't know what you're trying to suggest, Sarah. I saw on YouTube about a new Supergirl. Yeah, there is a Supergirl coming to the films. That's probably what you saw about. I hope I can meet Ben at Comic-Con. Well, the next San Diego Comic-Con, I'm not sure if I'll be there in November. I'll have to let you guys know. I definitely will let you guys know. So follow me on Twitter at TheDCTVshow. Also, just stay tuned on my channel. I always announce it when I'm going to like a convention or something. So I'm presuming, Gary, you probably won't be able to make it to like one of the UK ones. So the next big San Diego Comic-Con, not sure about November, but definitely the next summer, I will be there. And get your tickets for San Diego Comic-Con if you want to meet me. And Paige will be there too, and probably Eric as well. So San Diego Comic-Con after party meetup with all of you guys who show up. Okay, thank you very much, Gary, for the 99-cent super chat. Thanks so much for the support towards the channel as always. And we've got Jamie Harley here, member of the channel. Thank you very much, Jamie, for your consistent support, sending in the $4.99 super chat. And Jamie says, do you think Lena really whipped Lex's and her wiped, sorry. Do you think Lena wiped Lex's and her mother's memory? Sorry, I'm messing up my words right here. If not, do you think it will come up later in the season? So I didn't doubt that she didn't wipe their minds. So I'm pretty sure she was telling the truth. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. It didn't really cross my mind, Jamie. So I'm not 100% sure if it's going to come later. It's definitely going to be referenced. Like, she told them this episode, so that was the first reference. And then you're going to see, in the next few episodes, Lex is actually showing up. It's been confirmed. So they stopped Lex of his plan in this episode, like his master plan. However, he's going to be showing up, so I don't know what his new role is going to be, because I don't know why Lena didn't just like completely wipe their minds. Like, she could have made Lex good, and I know that goes against the story, but yeah. But it's definitely going to come up for sure, Jamie, for sure. So thank you very much, Jamie, for the $4.99 super chat. Much appreciated, and thanks for being a member as well. Also, I wanted to mention we did our members Zoom call earlier this week, last Saturday, and it was really cool. We got to talk to some of the members. Janelli, who was in the stream earlier, was there. It was like a bunch of different, there was like a bunch of different people, and we were all talking and stuff, and it was like really good. So if you want to become a member, remember all you need to do is click the join button, and you can join us in a Zoom call, and we can, talk once. No, well, it's me, I'm there, and I'm talking as well, but it's like all of the members who are available to show up. And so if you guys want to do that, we're doing that monthly, so kind of near the end of the month. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Jamie. You can I'll try and schedule it. I mean, I tried to schedule it to everyone, but it's just hard because there is quite a few of you guys now. But thank you for your support, Jamie, and I'm sure we're going to time it for you this time because you sadly missed it. But no problem. Anyway, let's go back to Supergirl. So what did you guys think of Supergirl? Keep on sending them in the chat. Let's talk about the Phantom Zone, because I've had a bunch of questions asking about the Phantom Zone. So if you have any Supergirl related questions, send them in via the chat or super chat right now, because we're going to get to this twist. So I really like this, and I'll explain why I really like this. And I did tell you, I think in my review the other day, if you guys haven't checked out my Supergirl premiere review, it's up on the channel. Also, my latest Flash review is there, and my Supergirl trailer breakdown. I haven't actually done a Flash trailer breakdown yet, because it was April Fool's today, and I feel like I had to do an April Fool's video. So maybe I'll get around to mentioning, I think I'm going to wait for the photos for next week to come out, and then I'm going to break down the trailer along with that. I think that's my plan this week. Next week, Flash trailer breakdown, coming back, normal time. So don't worry about that. Anyway, so yeah, Supergirl in the Phantom Zone. We knew a twist was coming. We did actually predict the Phantom Zone, but I'm really happy they followed through and actually went with that, because, and I'll tell you why. It's really, really good. Because you remember when Melissa was on Broadway, she wasn't able to shoot for like the first 3 episodes or so, I think. And so what they did, they came up with this new suit, and that's the kind of Power Ranger suit you saw in this episode, and we've seen it like a bunch of times before, like, over the last few seasons. So they didn't do that this time. They didn't go for the, let's use my stunt double and let's do an episode like that, where Melissa comes back and Melissa just shoots close-ups. So like, just close-ups like this or something. I don't know, obviously with like a proper camera. Well, they didn't do that this time. They've actually come up with an actual storyline that is matching, right? So Supergirl, yes, she's isolated from the rest of the cast. That was the plan, and that's a great plan, and I'm super happy they've gone with that. So she's in this place. Team Supergirl is in this place, right? So what it does is you have these 2 parallel stories, and Team Supergirl over here, they're talking about trying to get Kara out of the Phantom Zone. So this is the writers being very smart, setting up, what was going to happen with Melissa coming back to film for a month to catch up. They did that on purpose, so they would have this parallel storyline running at the same time, right? It's going like this. And so there is communication between the two parallel stories. But now that, they've got, like, the Phantom Zone, this is great. Like, they've isolated Supergirl, isolated Melissa specifically, so that Melissa can shoot her stuff when she comes back in January, months later, and it links into that story with Team Supergirl. So I think it's really great. And so I'm looking forward to seeing Melissa in the Phantom Zone as Supergirl, obviously. And we'll get to more of that very soon. Okay, so let me know your thoughts and opinions on it in the chat. So Nathan Bell sends in a big $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Nathan, for your support on that scale. All right. Sorry, I needed a cough. Hi, Ben. I have a few theories when it comes to Supergirl and The Flash's episodes. Could I go live with you, or should I type it in? I can't wait for the next episodes of The Flash, and Supergirl is going to be great. So obviously we can discuss it in our Zoom call, Nathan. But I think for now, if you tell me my theory, tell me your theory either in the chat, or you can just message me and I'll read it out, and then we can properly go over it. Sorry, it's just a bit hard to do the live stream unless it's like pre-planned. So thank you so much for the support towards the channel, Nathan, on the scale. So send it in via the chat or send it in via Instagram, and I will read it out right now, and we can, talk about this more when it comes to our Zoom call later in like a few weeks or so. But yeah, thank you very much, Nathan, and I shall wait for your theories regarding Supergirl and The Flash. Jamie Harley, always supporting the channel, Jamie. Thank you very much. Want these emotes? Click the join button. You become a member and you get a special thing such as a monthly Zoom call, emotes like you see Jamie using in the chat. You see The Flash, Supergirl, Stargirl, Goldface, Supergirl again, different version, Arrow, and Green Lantern, John Diggle. Thank you very much for your consistent support, Jamie. And same thing goes for Nathan. Okay, let's see. Supergirl won't have her powers in the Phantom Zone. That is true. She's not going to have her powers. My phone's actually dead, so I'm going to have to pull up Instagram if Jamie sends it. Sorry, if Nathan sends it by that. Okay, so yeah, she's not going to have her powers in the Phantom Zone. So we're probably not going to see her going around as, like a superpowered Supergirl. Like, she's going to be in the suit and everything. Because the Phantom Zone doesn't have a yellow sun. Supergirl's powers are powered by the yellow sun. That is why she doesn't have powers if she were on Krypton, because they have a red sun. The Phantom Zone doesn't have a sun, or at least it was destroyed. It's in a pocket of time and space where, like, basically time stays still, right? So it's completely different. So Supergirl won't have her powers while she's in the Phantom Zone, and obviously she's going to be trying to escape, and I'm going to give you a prediction on when Supergirl is going to escape, okay? So we know Melissa came back around episode, I think it was episode 8 or 7. So I'm going to say Supergirl is going to escape the Phantom Zone probably around episode 7, maybe the end of episode 6. And, like, I don't know. It just depends. Like, I think, okay, I'm just rambling here, but I'm pretty sure she came back episode 8. So I'm going to say Melissa's going to come back at the end of episode 7. There'll be a cliffhanger. Supergirl's back. Woo. Like, something like that's going to happen. So that is my current prediction. I don't know if you guys think that's going to be true. What do you think? What do you think the end should be? So in regards to Supergirl, I think it should be she goes to the future. and she goes and meets Mon-El. She becomes a Legion of Superheroes member. I think they're setting up Nia for that future storyline, even though we're not going to see it. But yeah, I think that's kind of what they're going for. We know, if you guys saw my Supergirl ending video, because Melissa talked about this the other day in an interview just before the premiere. Yeah, guys, no spam in the chat if that's okay. I'm losing track. Yeah, so she talked about that anyway, and then yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I've gone. So Jamie, so Nathan, I keep on saying Jamie. I don't know why I keep on saying it. It's because they're both members. I literally read Nathan and I'm like, Jamie. I don't know what's happening. I keep on losing track as well, but here we go. So this is part of Nathan's super chat. This is his theory. So first is the Flash. I think I told you this. I think Harry is causing the time loop, trying to see Tess over and over. Each time he does it, it causes another time loop because he's not using the Speed Force. I think there's a possibility. However, the only one thing is, Nathan, okay, I really like that theory, and I do agree. I think it's very good. However, the thing is, I know Timeless Wells or Original Wells is going to come back, and there is an episode called Timeless that's coming very soon. I believe he's going to return there. And I think, him time traveling and seeing Tess over and over again could have something to do with a time loop. But I'm going to say probably unlikely, because I don't expect him to return next episode. I think it would have been too quick, and yeah, I'm not 100% on that. But it's a good theory, Nathan, and I really like it. If they were bringing him back sooner, I would say, yeah, you're totally right. But I guess we will have to wait and see. But for now, not 100%. But thank you so much for the super chat and the theory. Send in your Supergirl one whenever you want, and we shall answer it. Everyone is saying release the merchandise. Where is the DCTV show stuff? Where's the DCTV show shirt I have? Yeah, we don't have merch, but I do have a DCTV show shirt, which is awesome. We shall see. We shall see, people, okay? Do you think Timeless Worlds will become Reverse Flash? I think it's unlikely, Jamie. I think, I don't know. I just think they're probably not going to go for that. Maybe Reverse Flash returns otherwise. But yeah, like the Flash, let's continue talking about the premiere of Supergirl, and let's go on to the Bart Allen stuff and the Flash this week, because we got a lot to get through and we might as well start getting through that. But yeah, Reverse Flash did return this week on the Flash, so that's exciting. Sorry, just got distracted by Flashverse. Look at that flex. Do you have an action figure like Eric, Ben? No, I don't have an action figure, but I got a t-shirt. I think Eric has t-shirts as well. I think he sells them. But yeah, so on the Flash, Reverse Flash returned. I remembered. The Reverse Flash returned, and also, spoiler alert, Savitar came back as well. So that was really, really exciting. Obviously, it was in a nightmare. Some people were like, is this the future? But it's obviously a nightmare. It is inside his mind. No way otherwise. So yeah, that's just my main thoughts on that. But yeah, okay. Let's finish Supergirl and then let's move on to the Bart Allen stuff, because I know you guys are going to be wanting to ask some questions in regards to Bart, because that was like the huge news this week and we've been waiting for this for a long time. No problem, Unspeakable BG. Glad to have you back. Ben would have freaked out if DeVoe came back in it. Yeah. No, but it was cool, like how they incorporated the Thinker into this episode. Like it was it was better than the Thinker, you know. But anyway, so talking about the Phantom Zone, the Phantoms are going to escape next week, so get excited for Supergirl. I'm super excited. That trailer was great this week for episode 2. We did a trailer breakdown. Go watch it if you want. So the Phantoms are going to escape next week. I'm presuming someone else is probably going to get through the portal before. But Supergirl isn't going to come back for a while. So Supergirl will probably meet Zor-El inside the Phantom Zone. And now, why am I talking about Zor-El? Well, we got the official confirmation, the exclusive news at the DCTV show that Zor-El is going to be played by Jason Behr, who got cast the other day. Maybe you guys remember that. Well, yeah, he is coming and he is playing Zor-El. And how the hell is Kara's father alive, even if it's not like her normal version of her father? It seems like this Zor-El is probably from the Phantom Zone and stuck in there. That would be the main explanation, and that would be the main link. Like, Supergirl needs people to talk. Like, she can't just be talking to herself the whole time in the Phantom Zone. So I think when Melissa returned in January, she was filming exclusively with like a couple of cast members, because the characters will be showing up in the Phantom Zone. Obviously, there are lots of people locked away in the Phantom Zone, so she can run into anyone. I think there was mention of a character named Midnight. Maybe he shows up, but I do think Zor-El is going to show up. Would Zod appear in Supergirl, Ben? He has actually appeared before on Supergirl. At the end of season 2, he appeared. It was just like a little tiny scene. It was like a hallucination where Supergirl thought that Superman thought Supergirl was Zod, I think, or it was the other way around. Anyway, it was cool. Ben, do you watch the Ishii channel? Yeah, I actually was watching like a bunch today. They're so funny. But okay, let's move on from Supergirl and move over to Bart Allen. So now is the time to remind you guys. Please be sure to send in your super chat questions if you want your questions straight away answered. Obviously, I'm doing my best to try and go through the chat and answer everyone's, but we do have to talk about like the specific stuff, and obviously there's a lot of you guys. So send in super chats like Nathan, like Gary, and everyone. If you have any specific questions and you want to support the channel, so it's great both ways. Because it all goes back into it. But okay, let's talk about Bart Allen. So Bart Allen was cast this week. Jordan Fisher, the actor, is playing him. I'm looking forward to this because I've been waiting a really, really long time. Let's just quickly pull up Jamie's thing before I continue. Ben, with Bart Allen turning up, do you think we'll get a Jay, Barry, Wally, and Bart team up? See, I would love that, okay? I've been saying once the Flash ends, we want a Flash family show. Wouldn't that be awesome? Like a Flash spinoff. But yeah, like just an episode. Oh my God. If we have Barry, Wally, Bart, and Jay, I would freak out. Still coughing. But yeah, that would be awesome, Jamie. I really, really want it. I'm not sure how likely it is, though. I know Jay's going to show up like once. Who is Jordan Fisher? Jordan Fisher is a new actor who's going to be playing Bart Allen. He's appeared on Broadway. He was on To All the Boys I Loved Before. That's on Netflix. That's a film. Just type in Jordan Fisher on Google and you'll find out if you've seen any films of his. I'm not familiar with his work, but I'm really excited. I'm primarily excited that it's Bart Allen. I've been waiting years for this to happen, and it comes with a big twist, a big twist that has people freaking out. Because what happened the other day, right? So they all reported, so like all the websites, they reported, oh, this is Bart Allen. He's coming to the show. Jordan Fisher's going to be playing him. And then like a bunch of them were saying that he was going to be Barry and Iris' son. And we were like, whoa, that's like a huge twist, because in the comics, Bart Allen is normally the grandson of Barry and Iris, who comes back from the future. But it's been confirmed he's actually the son. And there was some false reporting that went out and some confusion. because basically what happened, a website changed their like initial reporting from son to grandson, like a proper big website. I think it was like a site similar to TV Line, and they reported that, and people were like, "What? Is he the son or grandson?" But the CW PR, so the press people for the CW, confirmed Jordan Fisher, his Bart Allen, is going to be the son, the future son of Barry and Iris. Now that is awesome. Great twist on the comics, and I'm super excited. Like I said, I've been waiting for this for a very, very long time. Let's pull up this question in the chat. If Barry disappears in 2024 and Nora never mentioned anyone named Bart, how do you think it happened? So Crisis, that's how it happened, right? So it's either a future son, like born after Nora. So like literally, I don't know, how old is Nora? Like, is she supposed to be like 20 something? So like born 20 years later, that's pretty unlikely. So I'm going to say it's because of Crisis. So, but Barry's not going to disappear in 2024. Remember, that was changed to the year that Crisis on Infinite Earths played. That's 2019. It got changed to that due to all the changes that happened before it. And so Barry's not disappearing, and Nora has been erased from the timeline. So I don't know how likely it is that Nora is going to show back up and that she's going to be canon. Obviously, the team can remember Nora. Nora's suit's actually in the Flash like museum, like the sort of memory room that they showed a couple of episodes back. So Nora still exists, presumably. So they're probably siblings, or the other option is she doesn't exist. But then again, her literal suit was in the Flash memorial place. So they're probably twins. Well, sorry, not twins. They're probably siblings. Maybe they are very far apart. I'm not sure. So that is the reason why Bart was never mentioned, either because he just didn't exist pre-Crisis or he wasn't born yet, right? So that is what it is. And yeah, hopefully that answered it. Okay. Is Gary having internet problems? Not sure, May. I don't know where Barry is. Au revoir, Nora. I was like, au revoir, what? No, but then I realized it was au revoir. French. Okay, so yeah, Bart Allen, super exciting. What do you guys think? Tell me in the chat right now, or if you're watching this on playback, tell me in the comments down below. Did you freak out? I totally freaked out. So go check out my recent video where I talked about it. But yeah, okay, let's talk about The Flash this week. Spoiler, Ben isn't real. True thing, Canadagraphs. True thing. And if Canadagraphs, if you're free, I can send you a link if you're around and if you're not busy, doing your blog or the set, because I kind of wanted to talk about the Supergirl photos. So I thought I'd just say that and see if you're free. But just before we talk about the Supergirl set photos over the next few days, just after this topic that has been taken over the last few days, let's just talk about The Flash quickly. So The Flash episode 5 came out, and send you a link. Okay, so The Flash episode 5 came out, right? It was really good. We got introduced to Psyche. You had the Sage Force, so that's the next force. You had the original Speed Force back in the form of Nora. That was super exciting. I was like, what the hell was falling out the ceiling? Like, it's a literal person. So I kind of freaked out. I was like, what is happening here? And so the Speed Force stopped the other forces before because they always existed. That is my theory. And I think Eric actually said he agreed with that. Like, the forces have always existed, right? They've definitely always existed. However, they were halted by the Speed Force because the Speed Force is the most powerful force. And so I feel like that is what is going on. Anyway, we have Canadagraphs here. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Long time, but glad to have you back on.
Yeah, I just got back from lunch and I saw you were live, so I thought I'd check it out.
Oh, awesome. And yeah, just I guess whilst I'm talking about the Flash, what do you think of this week's episode?
I really liked Psych. I thought for a villain that is not supposed to be like he's not supposed to be like the season villain or anything like that. He might be like a half season semi main villain, but
Yeah,
fun villain. Like I hope we get more of him.
Yeah, I agree. He was pretty good. Like he was very solid. I was surprised as well.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, you know, there's things I know a little bit more that I don't really want to necessarily say in case people here don't want spoilers. But like, you know, there's some interesting things in there that, knowing what I know of things, I'm curious to see how they get from now to, say, like episode 11.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, obviously Michelle Harrison is back, and she's not going away right away.
All right.
And I think a few people are going to be, you know, interested to see where that plays out.
So the Speed Force is going to be sticking around for a while. I kind of presumed she was going to be sick. I knew she was coming up in this episode, but I didn't know that she was going to be the Speed Force. I kind of in my head was like, is this going to be like a flashback or something? So I don't know. But then it was quite a nice surprise. Like when you saw the lightning on the ceiling, were you thinking someone was about to drop out there? Because I was not thinking someone's about to drop out the ceiling.
Yeah, neither was I. Once I saw that there was the a shape of a human though there, my first reaction was Michelle, because Paigey had said that she was going to be in this episode. And that was the only thing I could think of why someone would come into the Speed Lab, is if they were looking for the team, and I didn't think it was going to be Psych yet, you know. So yeah, my first reaction when I saw there was a human manifestation on the roof, I assumed Michelle's character, but I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, my thought was like, okay, the Speed Force, you know, all the different forces are freaking out. Obviously, maybe that was like the actual fight that they were going through, and then it was just like her transporting herself, you know, to Star Labs. But I kind of presumed like it was probably like if it was going to be anyone, I thought it was going to be Fuerza like coming, because they said, oh, we tracked like, you know, Fuerza's radiation. I don't know what it's called. So I was like, oh crap, like she's going to drop or something. But
yeah, I think that was what they wanted people to think in the moment, because that's all we knew yet, right? Like we didn't know about Michelle's character coming back. I mean, we saw her name in the credits, but we didn't know what context. And had Psych even been shown yet? I don't think Psych had been shown. We'd only seen the way Cecile had got her her dream thing, so we hadn't actually seen his form yet. So it was a reasonable assumption, and I think they played it that way. They want the fans to think that's what's about to happen. You know?
Yeah. And what's your take on Bart Allen being Barry and Iris's son?
It's all right. I was more amused at the amount of confusion there was on the day it was announced. From a writing standpoint, I mean, long as we don't get into a situation where it becomes like Nora did in season 5 and she becomes the lead of the show, you know, as long as it's not that type of situation, I'm okay with it. I mean, I've always wanted to see more of the characters from the comic lore come in, even though I don't necessarily, I know the names Bart Allen, I know the names Dawn and Dawn, you know, I know the names, I just don't know a lot about the characters, so I'm always excited to see them come in, but long as they don't dominate the story, you know.
Yeah, I agree, and I've personally been waiting a long time for Bart because I really like him, and I think most people probably have watched Young Justice. Have you watched that?
No.
Well, I don't know, most younger people, or like, you know, like super fans who freaking watch everything, like that was me before, you know, I go around watching all the animated stuff. But yeah, so I feel like Bart is more well known because of that show. That's my point. So I think people are going to be excited about that if they watch like Young Justice specifically, and obviously comic fans as well.
Yeah, and I understand that there's a notable chunk of the public that knows him from other mediums, and that's going to be the case when you're dealing with superhero shows. You have your comic book readers. Like you said, there's a plethora of animated series on superhero shows, so they have a lot of places to pull characters from that I, as a casual observer, I'm not going to know them until I see them on screen. Most like when he finally makes his appearance, they, even though for the comic book fan, for the animated fans, they're going to know right away. But they still need to explain to 2/3 of the audience that don't watch these things who this is and why they're important. So there's going to be that explanation. They're going to have to explain, oh, Bart Allen is your son from the future. And it's going to probably annoy some of the comic book fans. Like, yeah, we know you don't have to explain it to us, but they have to explain it to the people that don't read everything, right? So
I actually kind of feel the same for the Forces, because I know they haven't really explained it like they've introduced them, but I feel like next episode they have to try and explain it to like normal fans who aren't super aware of the comics, haven't done the research. That's just my thoughts. Do you agree? They need to kind of explain it a bit more.
Yes. And I think that was where they were starting to go with Michelle at the end of the episode, when she's like,
I agree, yeah.
Just like us. And I think we'll get the continuation of that in the next episode.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. So next episode of The Flash, we have the time travel episode. Are you guys excited? Let us know in the chat, and we can read some of your comments. So I'm not sure what is the main cause for the time loop going on, but Cisco and Chester are stuck in a loop in the 90s. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm like, how are they gonna get stuck? Do you have any ideas?
I mean, both Chester and Cisco are very tech-heavy people, so it's be one of those things where like they're working on a piece of technology, hit the wrong wire, and something silly happens. Like, it sounds like such an easy cop-out, but it's such an obvious answer for a superhero / tech thing. I think somehow one or both of them are going to be, maybe it'll be like one of them is working on it, and the other one's like, oh, what if you do this? And then they both are touching it at the same time and get transported or something. I mean, this is just me making a theory literally off the top of my head, but it sounds like a pretty easy one for like a superhero show.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right. Wait, did you watch Supergirl this week?
I did.
I know you're not the biggest Supergirl fan.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, you obviously know, and some of your fans obviously know, I'm not the biggest fan of the show, but I did watch the premiere, and it was okay. I mean, I won't be putting it on my like favorite shows list yet, but
yeah,
right now I would call it watchable. I could watch this week in and week out at the moment. And
no, that's good.
For me personally, that's a step up from where they were.
Yeah. No, I know that for sure. And then, do you think that it's pretty smart? I think it's really smart that they went with the Phantom Zone stuff. So given, this storyline that's going on with Team Supergirl, linking it to what is going to happen with Melissa, it gives them an actual parallel storyline rather than just doing stuff and then doing close-ups with Melissa. I think this is better. Do you agree?
Well, yeah, because I mean, here, like, so we all obviously know that she was gone for about 2.5 months of filming. I can't remember when it started now, but she was gone for.
Started in January. Yeah, January 14th.
Right, and I don't remember when the season started filming though. I think October, but I can't remember anymore.
Yeah.
Thing is, even if when she came back, they crammed her into scenes with other characters, she would only be doing 1 or 2 minutes of screen time an episode. And it's probably easier for them to have her go in to a blank stage by herself while they're filming everybody else doing their other things, have a second unit team, shoot her for, 8 days of filming, just doing quick little snippets of her in the Phantom Zone. From a cost standpoint, I think this is a much easier solution for them. And from a writing standpoint, I mean, it gives the other characters a chance to potentially show their stuff. I mean, I know a lot of people have hoped there could be a Dreamer Brainy spinoff or just a Dreamer spinoff of some type. This might be the chance for those characters to show enough to convince the CW to give that a chance. I still think it's a long shot, but this might be the time where they get that chance to shine. Not having Melissa take the center stage, other characters are going to have to take the center stage, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and well, I actually, as far as I know, Melissa didn't shoot with the main cast for an entire month. Like, I think it was February 14th. She came back and actually shot her first scene with the whole cast. So I think there is more than we're expecting, I feel like. I don't want to get my hopes up, but I know they filmed for an entire month with Melissa and probably with like a few other actors who were, you know, whichever characters show up in the Phantom Zone probably. So
yeah. So I'm just trying to do some math in my head. So I know this week they were working on 6/11.
Yeah.
So that day that I saw them at Molson Brewery, that first shot that I took of her, that was that about 3 weeks ago? Maybe a month ago?
About a month ago, I think.
That would have been maybe, let's say, 6/9 or maybe 6/8. I was theory crafting in my head that maybe she's gone for the first half of the season, but the numbers don't add up now that I start to think of it. But yeah, I guess it could be close to half a season.
Yeah, I think she, as far as I know, I think she came back to actually filming when they started episode 8. I'm pretty sure I could be like 1 episode off, but I definitely don't think it's 9. So that's as far as I know and I can remember. But again, I might be off on that by like an episode.
It's hard to tell when they don't give you updates on what episode they're on every week, you know?
Yeah. No, I get that. And okay, let's go ahead and talk about the Supergirl sets this week. Whilst we got you here, we should talk about it. Obviously, I'm going to make a video on it. But some crazy stuff went down over the past few days. I was seeing photos left, right, center. I'm sure you guys who stay up to date with Supergirl probably saw them. And yeah, so give us a little gist of what craziness went on.
So yeah, I mean, I got there on the first day they were shooting there, and the very first thing I saw, like I wasn't even there a few minutes, and they did a scene where a bunch of extras are running around in a panic with the street filled with debris, crushed cars, emergency vehicles, and fireball explosions. A couple of really big ones, like 15 feet in the air high fireball explosions on a residential street, and that was done with no cast at all, like not even the doubles. Right. And then after they did about 4 or 5 of those, like they used, when you see like big explosion scenes, they rarely do more than a couple. But they did this day, like 4 or 5 takes of that one. Then they moved to bringing the stunt people in. And the stunt people, the doubles for the actors, just did a reaction. They just literally did like a, what's that reaction to the explosions. And that was all they did. And then the main actors came in and they did 1 take and 1 take only with a live explosion. And they only did 1 explosion with the main crew on set. And then they moved to doing the dialogue part of it. And you've seen the girl that I at the time didn't know who she was, the mystery girl.
Yeah.
With the orb. Okay, so she was on set for the scenes around the explosion, but I could not see her part of the interaction at any point. Like the way this street is set, it's kind of curved like this, so it's a terrible angle from either end. And so I kind of had to find little bits and spots to shoot. And I never, I saw her walking from the set a couple of times. I'm like, I wonder who this girl is. But I didn't know what she was doing in the scene because I could never see her part of the scene. But it was clear the team was confronting her in some manner. You've seen my photos by now, right?
Yeah, I've seen them.
So you saw the ones where like Melissa's holding her throat. She's being struck by something, but I don't know.
Like the Sith or something. Like
again, I only know the context from seeing her side of it. I can't see beyond, 8 feet to the left of her, And that was the problem that first half of the day, is everything, because of the scene being, chaos and cars turned over and everything. There's a lot of stuff in your way all over the place, including film equipment itself. So I was literally seeing, like, say this is the entire scope of what was going. I was only seeing like this much, and then this much, and then this much, like little snippets of it. So it was really hard to get a full read on what the scene was, but you could kind of piece together they were probably confronting this mystery woman in some capacity. I just don't know the full scope of how that works.
Yeah. I think some people were theorizing that it might be like Mr. Mix's Pidlick's wife or something.
I saw that theory too. I even put that in my blog post because that was the theory I saw most people running with. And I think it makes sense because that scene down in the park on day one, you see, I hope people here aren't here not wanting to be spoiled. I'm sorry if you are. So the scene where Thomas and Melissa come in together and they just jump in and they start walking along. I didn't get it right away because she keeps calling, like Melissa keeps calling out. I thought she was calling out for Mixie because she's like, Mixel. And I'm like, he's right beside you. You were even carrying him in. Why are you looking around for him? I didn't realize this other character's name is very close to that. And it's
like Nixel.
Yeah, so that is what I think she was calling out for. And I just, at the time, I'm like, I don't get this. But after seeing people reference that character, I'm like, oh, okay, I think they were right. I don't know for certain, but it seems like a probability, especially since Thomas's character had a lot of interaction with her. If they were, husband wife, makes sense they would have some type of, more interaction than the team would with her.
Yeah. No, and I mean, that was my theory. Like when I saw it at first, I was like, who is this lady, like with the orb and everything? Crazy. But then I was extra confused. Okay, so you had that Mixie stuff.
Yeah.
But then they get this scene where you have those weird pose, like alien kind of pose, and like Supergirl has the Phantom Zone projector. Alex has it at one point. Like, do you think it's to do with the Phantom Zone? Like, is it like a villain or something from the Phantom Zone as well as her? Or has she come through the Phantom Zone? I'm not sure.
I don't know. That obviously you have a better grasp on things that have happened in the history of the show and whether these things are an option or not. I don't have that knowledge, so I can't even come up with a good guess. But yeah, so a loose explanation of that scene, they're tied to those posts, and then at some point they get free somehow. They don't. I don't even remember them filming the scene where they actually get free. They just suddenly are. And so at one point, Alex is holding the Phantom Zone thing, and it appears that it just gets like sucked away from her.
Yeah, it's like her power, right?
And then a moment later, she's just holding an ordinary gun. But then they filmed like half an hour later, all of a sudden, Melissa is holding it. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't understand what magic is around this, whole character or anything. But I don't know if Melissa took it from Alex or if it got sucked away from her and Melissa picked it back up. But it seemed they were very adamant on trying to use this against their opponent,
Yeah,
like,
so
if it got sucked away once, maybe you're just like, oh, I guess we're done with that machine. But for another character to pick it up right away and keep trying, and the other thing I noticed on the day one shoots when Brainy was still in his normal look, he had that canister with him.
Yeah, I remember.
And he carried it around in the scene all over the time. And then the next day, for when he was in the green face paint, suddenly he doesn't have it anymore. And I don't know how that plays into any of this. I remember he had a canister. It held like worlds or other somethings in it, right?
That's not him. Wait, last season?
I thought something was in a canister last season or the season before.
I don't remember that, but in the comics, the evil Brainiac bottles cities. So I don't know.
I can't remember. For some reason, I thought there was something like that, but I didn't know what it was, and I had a couple of people theorizing, but I don't, because he carries it around. Like, he doesn't just like have it for a moment. He had it for that whole day of shooting, and there must be a reason he's got it. Like, it must have some use. Why handicap yourself by having one of your hands carry an item the whole time?
Yeah.
So I'm curious what that item is supposed to do as well.
Yeah, and it's just weird. Like, I get that whatever those poles were that they were like strapped to, I get that that's probably being created by this villain. But it was just weird, like this alien stuff in the middle of a park. So do you think they're gonna like color grade the hell out of it and like make it different, or is it actually in National City? Do you reckon? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I would assume it's in National City. I don't know for certain though. I hope on TV though that they do make those posts look better, because they in person look like discount tinfoil. They are very flimsy looking, and I felt like a child could break free of those things. So I hope they make them look more impressive on TV. I hope there's some CGI in it.
Yeah, no, I presume there would be like some CGI to smooth things out, because it does stick out, like it's very different. But yeah, I guess we've hit the hour mark. So if you guys have any final questions, please be sure to send them in via the chat or via Super Chat, and you can get your questions answered as we head towards the end of this. But I was interested. Okay, so with a scene like this is just like a filmmaking question. With a scene like this where they're filming outside for like 2 days, do they have like a bunch of crew, like, or do they like sometimes have less crew? And I don't know. I'm just interested.
There's a lot of crew there. I mean, there's a minimum amount that you have no matter where you're shooting. Even if it's a small, quick establishing shot, there's still going to be, for an establishing shot, there's probably like 40 crew members,
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Yeah.
I mean, you have to have your camera operator, your director, a couple of PAs, like there's people set dressing, like there's a bunch of people you don't think about, electricians, so even the most basic shot probably has like 40 crew members.
Yeah.
On a day like that where they are taking over a street and a park, and they had 2 crews working at the same time at one point, because while they were doing the scene in the park with Mixie, Melissa, and the new girl, they're up top doing a stunt scene with Jesse Rath. So they had 2 shots going at the same time at one in the day. So I bet you there's probably 200 crew members there that day.
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, I was just curious about that because I've never seen a TV show shoot before. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to that. And remember, guys, we're going to be having that video out about the new Supergirl set very soon. I'm probably going to upload it tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that.
I have some Day 2 stuff coming out this weekend too. It's just I could put it all in one blog post. You saw how many photos there were in the first one.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I like split it into 2 videos or something. I'm not sure. It depends. But all right, let's answer a few final questions. Tom in the chat says, "How does it work with Melissa coming back though? Do they get the same actors, the same directors for each episode to come back for specific scenes, or do they just get directors from the last episode?" So with this and with TV, unless you're James Bamford or something, it doesn't really matter, right? Most of the episodes look very similar. There is a general gist, and I feel like when they get a director, they're like, okay, you're going to do it like this. Maybe watch one episode and, come up with something that looks like Supergirl. So I don't think it's very important that they need to get those directors back. However, if they did want to get those directors back, I'm pretty sure they're all in Vancouver, right? Like,
good chunk of them are this particular season. So here's the other thing that usually will happen. Now, Melissa's case is a very different situation than from most, but in the industry, there's always things called pickup scenes, which is for whatever scheduling reason, couldn't get them done during their regular time, or they decided after the fact, you know what, we want to add this scene in. So they'll film, let's say they're filming like episode 11 right now. They might suddenly have one scene on one of the days for episode 9 that they film. Now, if the episode 9 director is still in town, like doing post work, maybe he does do that job. But most times, I'd say more than 90% of the time, it just falls on the director that is currently working that day. So the episode 11 director would shoot the episode 9 scene, because it's just going to, down the line, whoever's doing episode 13 is going to have to take a scene that he didn't get done,
Yeah.
It just, usually that's how it works. But I have seen the occasional time where a director, Danielle Panabaker had one of those one year, and she's obviously in town anyways. She had one of those one year where she did the directing for an additional shoot day for her episode. Hers had been finished for a couple of weeks, and they're like, hey, we still have this one scene that needs to be done. And she literally came to set that day just to do that one scene. So it does happen, but yeah, 90% of the time it's whoever's working that day already,
Yeah, I pretty much thought the same thing. Okay, one of the final questions. Eric is here. He's in the chat, and he said, I kind of knew that New Gods wasn't going to happen once Naomi was moved forward. So I was thinking the same thing, and New Gods was announced a long time ago, and it just didn't seem like they were moving anywhere with it. So I'm not surprised, but I was looking forward to a New Gods film. Hopefully we get a New Gods film at some point, because I really like those characters. But I am excited for Naomi. Ava is working on this show as well. That is why Eric is referencing both of them. So that's coming to the CW. She's cool in the comics. I like Naomi. And any thoughts on this?
I didn't even know what this New Gods thing was.
Well, it was a film that got announced like a while ago. And have you seen the Snyder Cut?
Yeah.
Well, it's basically to do with the forces that oppose Darkseid. That's kind of the gist of New Gods. They're kind of like Marvel's doing like.
So this is supposed to be a TV show like competing for airspace with Naomi?
No. It was a film that was going to be set in the DCEU, and it was going to be directed by Ava DuVernay. Okay, so that's where the connection is. Okay. So she's running this, and
right.
Maybe that's an explanation, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. PJ Reactions says Supergirl solo film is now in the works. Is that new news? Unless they just announced that, and I totally missed it.
I haven't heard anything about it, but I also
I kind of presumed it was going to happen, but I don't know if it was official. Is it official?
I don't know. I mean, this is April 1st as well, so I mean, check your sources today.
Yeah. True. I haven't seen it around, but I'm presuming they're going to probably do the Supergirl film after they've done the Flash film, because
yeah, they have to introduce her first.
Show up, and we'll see how she is received. Tread lightly with announcements, Eric said. So true. Eric says, my Batwoman costume was hanging up, then this random person came in and altered it without permission. Seems that's how the Batwoman suit works.
Eric. That's alt Eric came in and adjusted it.
Yeah, alternate Eric from that Batwoman
video. Did you see
video.
his Batwoman video?
Yeah, I saw it. It was funny. It was Eric. It was one of your best videos. Not gonna lie. It was great. I'm trying to read the final few questions. Wait, if that's the case, then maybe the New Gods film wasn't actually cancelled because it was April. No, I'm sorry, but it was officially reported, and the sources check out. So sadly, it's been cancelled. But yeah, okay. So that is about it for the stream, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and for those who are watching afterwards. And thanks to you, Mr. Canadagraphs, for tuning in. And we're gonna
socialize with any of you live.
Yeah. No, of course. Like, you know, we'll get you in more. I'm sorry about how long it's been because, you know, love the set stuff and just talking in general. But yeah, so remember, guys, Supergirl video coming out tomorrow on Canadagraphs' photos. So please be sure to tune in for that and go check out Canadagraphs' Twitter, YouTube. He also does live streams. So go look around for that on his channel. They're all going to be linked in the description below. Eric sends in a $2 super sticker. Thank you very much, Eric, for the support towards the channel. Much appreciated. But for now, we'll catch you guys later.